do worry about the well-being of my retinue during my impromptu absence.
I'm sure the good people of the Adventurers Guild are absolutely fine, mein Fräulein.
I hear the voice of fate, speaking my name in humble supplication. I created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der Verirrten.
Oh. Well, it's that time of year again to say goodbye to Nod Krai.
It all adds up.
Oh, here's Tolfin. I thought maybe he'd say something since we finished the quest, but 'tis not meant to be.
Ad Astra.
I don't think I ever did find all the people. I'll have to make a list. Maybe that's something I can do. Okay, I've got you.
Can't hide the truth. No more lies.
Shin. At least this is a little chance to run around the city. I just have one more piece of intel.
Can't hide the truth.
I think that's it.
Add Astra.
You there. Tell me about this. Oh, this is the bookshop I've been investing in. Oh good, it's gonna get both of them. If I remember right, the other one was just talking and it didn't involve any combat, so I should be fine with this team. Good thing I caught myself. I feel like this heart guy is gonna turn out to be innocent. Oh, I came here for a quest. I'm pretty sure I am gonna have to fight this guy though. Okay, I was right. He is innocent. He is just... not innocent of the other crimes.
No more love.
Get to work! By royal Jumpy, jumpy, go! Go!
Poor Hark can't hold up to plea. All right. Now I've got that done. I don't know. I just thought of that while I was like starting. I was like, okay, you know what? I'll stop. But to prove I've got all of my. What is this? Oh, it's easy breeze. I've got all of my all my Nod Krai focused achievements done.
Do you want to come fish blasting with me?
Let me switch to my music team. Obviously, in turn, I've got the statue fully done. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, and then there's Windrest Peak, Temple of Space, the Frost Moon is all done. And I have my extra Lunoculus. What else? I've cleaned out the quests. I still have a ton of hangouts too, but let's just not talk about that for now. But all of the story quests are done. That was quite the effort. I hadn't done any since Emily. I had to do all of these. I just finished Linnea like 30 minutes ago. I have all the Traveler's Tales, except for like the hidden ones. And Sunny Summer Fontinalia is done. I've set up my new Temper Thyself with Lynn.
I don't think for anyone.
I think I'm gonna do Linny, Clarin, Navia, and maybe Chi-Chi, unless her C2 does nothing. In which case, maybe somebody else, but probably Chi-Chi. Which is a wild statement to make. So the plan here is to do some music. We have three left. I'm gonna start with these because they're for the Hex and Circle and past events and stuff. And so for that, we're actually gonna go to Mondstadt. Oh, I have a Traveler's Tale I could do. Okay, well, we'll do that at some point. But we're actually gonna go to Mondstadt, and we're gonna find somewhere with a nice view. Well, that's kind of ruining my view, but... And we're gonna have Columbina play our music. And we're just gonna do the hard ratings. So that was the main Hex and Circle performance. This is, I'm guessing, Nicole's house. Oh, which I am working on that, but I thought it was a multi-day thing, like Durin's, and it is in fact like a multi-week thing, I think. So I just started Nicole's thing. All right, this is the chessboard fight. I don't do a lot of the chessboard fight, I have to admit. That does remind me I need to do my weekly boss fights. might do that to break up some of the music. This is kind of a fun one to play. Oh, we got perfect. Okay, this is down in the theater. Oh, this one's gonna be a little harder. It's not like complicated, it's just got a lot of combos. I assume this isn't his regular music, because I'm pretty sure his regular theme is already... No, this is just a dragon spine theme. It's a long one, though. Back when they were really into the kids' chorus. Because Surumi Island has it, and I think Nahida's theme is also. But yeah, this was definitely not an Albedo theme. It was a Dragonspine theme. Not the main Dragonspine theme. This is part of a Klee theme. But again, these aren't the main character themes because they are already available. Durin theme. I have to admit, these days I don't watch the character trailers very much, so I don't know the themes as well. Maybe before I go to bed I'll watch the Odette trailer. Back in the day, I used to watch like all the trailers obsessively. But I think it helps that with non-Krai, like, a fair chunk of the cast, we've been new. And so maybe part of why I didn't watch the trailers because I was kind of like, I already have a feel for, at least in part, who these characters are. Because I'm not interested in watching the trailers from the aspect of gameplay. A, because it's not super helpful, but B, I don't really pull based on gameplay anymore these days. It's all based on vibes and do I like the character. I mean, I watch a little, like, for example, I know I don't like claymores, so I really have to like the character before I consider getting a claymore character. It's a nice theme. It's a good theme. Like I said, I might have to watch some of these character trailers now that everybody is out and stuff. Get up and get some water. Thirsty. Alright, Varka. Oh, here's our one with lyrics. I always wondered why Star Rail doesn't have its own rhythm game. I mean, I don't know that the music is quite as interesting as Genshin, but it's still good. Yeah, I'm never a big fan of the English lyrical stuff. I mean, maybe it can go better in the video form, but I don't know. And I'm a little more fine with it in the context of, like, obviously, like, boss fights, not necessarily English lyrical, but they've had lyrics in them. Boss fights and, like, battle themes, like, I mean, the non-Krai battle theme, or the non-Krai main is the main theme. Lyrical, stunning. Natlan battle theme, lyrical, stunning. I just never feel like the English lyrical ones quite go. This is Simulanka. Oh, how I love these. Let me start over. Sorry, I moved my hand to itch. Ah! I think what's sad about the vacation world is, like, I did record all my Simulacra gameplay, but, like, I'm sure there's, like, music and stuff I didn't get a full recording of, and obviously you can get it on, like, Spotify, and, like, you can buy the soundtracks digitally and hear it all. But, like, even with my hours upon hours of recording, you'll just never quite get running around Simulanka back. Like, even if they came back, like, they brought it back permanently, I do always, like, as much as I love that idea, there is a little part of me that's like, okay, they bring that back, and then what about, you know, those of us who have already played through the whole thing? Like, I had 100% exploration, like, I don't even mean in the sense of, oh, there's something to do, but I mean, like, since they got rid of it, would it, like, have it tracked that I had all the chests? Because don't get me wrong, I'd love to explore it again, but I think the issue with bringing back past some of the past events is, like, is the data still in the game that I did that quest? I mean, I'd happily do, like, any of the summer events again. But there's other events that I think should be brought back, but it's like, do I personally want to do some of them again since I already finished them? Like, there's definitely some old Lantern rights that, like, I think should be brought back lore-wise, but also Maddie does not want to redo them. Like, Hu Tao's, for example, ton of Hu Tao lore could be good to bring back permanently. But I don't really want to redo that. Now, I redo the one the year before that with Gaming. No, this is from the summer event before Simulanka. That had like the roller coaster train things on them. It's not it's not like unpopular. But until now, with this year's summer event, I think it was considered one of the weaker summer events. I enjoyed it. But I do think that compared to like other summer events, even this one, current one, it was not really about any particular character's lore. I do think it did a really good job at like setting up. I think it had some of the best foreshadowing of events to come in the following versions. Like, they all have levels of foreshadowing. But I think it had some of the most direct connections to Fontaine. Like the girl being, everyone figuring out that they're Oceanids or whatever, and as part of that, you use your vision sight and you can determine that. And then if you were a keen-eyed observer in the Fontaine World Quest, you would have noticed that characters like Marianne, with your elemental sight, also showed up as Oceanids. And then also it's just a larger hint to Fontainians being Oceanids. Now, this was the summer event when I started. I think technically I may have started during like the last days, the last dregs of the version before it with that's when the Chasm quest was Zhao and Ito and Shinobu and Yelan came out. Like, I may have caught the very, very last day or so of that, but I didn't do anything with that quest until I went and did the Chasm. Much later. Much later. I got scared by the Raiden fight and delayed a lot. But I did do, I wasn't able to do I was able to do all the story, but I know there was a lot of combat I wasn't able to do with this. It was an interesting quest. It's hard for me to fully judge because, like, it had a lot of character lore, but at the time, so much of it kind of, like, didn't make sense to me because, like, so many of the characters you had met, and like at the time I had no understanding that characters like Fischl and Jinyan didn't, and even Mona at that point didn't show up in the main story. Like, Mona did at least have a story quest, but if you think about it, characters like Fischl and Jinyan, they might have some permanent content now. But they did not at the time. Like, Fischl does not have any hangout, anything like that. It's kind of wild, some of the characters that don't. I think they do a lot better nowadays with making sure that most most of the characters, if they don't have a story quest, they show up some way in some form of permanent content. But so many of those early 4 stars especially just do not. Like Bennett, for example. Now, he did have his hangout, but like outside of his hangout, like you don't meet him. It's funny, for being so essential in gameplay, you don't meet him in the story at all. That's all of those. But I was gonna look at Not Krai. So Not Krai wise, I'm gonna count Anafa as Not Krai, even though she's technically an ally, but in permanent content, in the main story, 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 main story, main story, main story, main story. He also shows up in the main story, and then he has permanent content in a world quest, has permanent content, main story, permanent content. If we're counting like a Traveler's Tale, and she does appear, I think you can meet her in Dorn Ramport, but she is one who, there's not really anything there for her. Main story, Lohan has his story quests, so there's permanent content. Now, in Outland, you have characters like Aoife and Dahlia, but okay, before I do any more music, it occurred to me to do my weekly boss fights. So I want to do the moon boss. Let's see if I can get anybody. I don't particularly want to do any of them alone. Hello, Clorin fan. I assume as a Clorin fan, you're excited that she is on the Temper Thyself event. Oh, we do have a Jabai. And a Lohan. And Zhongli. Okay. I don't really know who I want to bring here. I mean, I could bring, yeah. Mizuki's good. I could bring my Columbina, but my Columbina is not. I don't know if this is a good team for this. I hope your Wanderer's really good. I'm gonna switch out for my Purina, I think. I'm gonna stay a little on the safe side here. This is not a good team, y'all. I have to say, I have had some fascinating co-op experiences since doing world bosses weekly. Like you have weekly bosses you want to farm?
May I present?
We could try. I don't know that I kind of just want to do them really quick. You'd be surprised. My Purina and a Columbina had to defeat the other Dottore boss by ourselves the other week. Yeah, somebody already died or left the game. Our Anefa is gone. Oh, we're screwed. This Zhongli person screwed us a little bit. Wait, is the Zhongli just in the main boss? Oh, our Zhongli is just in the main boss world. I really question whether our Zhongli knows how this boss mechanic works. Really is just me and a wanderer against the world. I don't like when the sense of direction is inverted. You had doubts, but look at us go. It might be a long fight.
Rise, rotten, decaying world!
You doubted us. Like I said, though, I knew that we would be good because my Furina and a Columbina alone defeated the other Dottore boss. Okay, if you could leave. If you could leave, friend. Okay. Here. Let's go. And speaking of the other Dottore boss... let's go see what shit show people bring to this. Is that right now I probably am not going to co-op with you to play the bosses because I just want to get it done really quick.
Come on, keep up.
I don't even know who to bring to this.
In particular. Still, if someone stops to listen, I hope it provides a moment of peace all the same.
We'll see how this goes. If all else fails, just bring Farina.
All here shall bend to my will.
Strike a pose! Coming at you! Fire!
Okay, our Navia's decent. I'm not gonna say she's the best, but... she's good. I'm stuck somewhere.
Get back! Take it from my grasp!
The show begins!
You won't distract me this time! Just like a little buzzing fly!
Lightning, echoing song! How dare you! Hey there! That's the way! This one's got your name on it! Time to shine!
No, Hitotaki! That I've longed for!
Ironically, that was like the fastest Dottore boss fight I've had. Okay, and then I just have one last one that I'm gonna do. That's the Do I need the Arlecchino boss fight anymore? Shit, wait. No, I don't. Yes, I do. Okay. Here we go. This one is these days a little harder to get co-op on, but... Oh, there you are! Oh, hello!
Would you like to go moon gazing? You can sit in my rocking chair and admire the view. Or we could go to the moon.
All right. Let's sort out what we would like to do here. This might be the first time I have a Chi-Chi in a boss fight.
Afraid? Or do you not even have the courage to be afraid? With these rising flames!
Time to shine!
Now that's more like it.
Behold.
With the fall of darkness, destruction shall rise. The countdown has begun. Have a taste of purgatory. Is it my turn now? Spare your energy.
Where is she? This is the first successful Sandrone team I've been on. I attempted to be the Yai for a Sandrone. And it did not go well. That's actually the time that I got yelled at. Because I didn't have a Geo character they wanted. After our failed Sandrone, they, Alright. Let's see what we achieved from that. Where is... Why can't I find... There she is. Okay. So that's all I'm gonna do for boss fights. I'm gonna go make sure I'm healed, and then we're gonna start back up on our music. Which was the purpose of this stream. Okay, I just need one more week of marrow. Okay, we're in Nod Krai. So if you're gonna do more boss fights, you'll have some music in the background of me playing. Where in Nod Krai do I want to go? Where is somewhere with a good view? I could climb the Columbina statue. I wish climbing to that was a little more feasible, but I think you can get up there if I remember right. It's just more effort than I really want to put in. Do I want to be on her head or on her hand? I mean, this is not the greatest view ever of Not Cry. I think I would like to climb up here. Sorry, Columbian, I'll preserve your dignity a little. Oh, I'm gonna exit co-op mode. I think I'm gonna climb up here. I don't know, it's kind of foggy on this island, and so maybe none of these places are really the best views of all of Not Cry. But okay, we can. Yeah, it's just really foggy, but we can see things. I'll do it with this in the background. Okay, let's play some Nod Cry tunes. Now, I actually believe I may have done a live stream where I played this music. But what can it hurt to play it again? But before we do, what can I purchase? Do you want that? Okay. Let's get going. I guess if you're fighting bosses, you probably can't answer me, but do you have any poll plans for Shneznaya? I'm gonna go for Odette, but I don't have the guarantee. I have enough to get a 5-star of some sort, but I don't have the guarantee. I know, everyone is kind of tempting. Well, and I'm really stuck in a bad position now because I have my world 100% explored. Really, all I have left is hangout quests to be done. And those give you like 60, and so I have enough for like 3 wishes worth. But like I have the only exploration I have is new exploration. So the well of Prima Gems has run a little dry in my Genshin world. And I'm trying to spend less money. So, unfortunately, everyone is not an option for me. Which is a real shame. Oof. I am very excited for the Shneznaya story, though. I mean, I know it wasn't for everyone, but I really liked the Not Krai story. Especially for something we didn't have a lot of hints for about what it was going to be like. I think they did a really good job with it. Like, obviously, there are always parts that could be improved. But to be fair, I also liked Nalan, so I may just have really bad taste. But I loved what they did with the moons. And I don't think there were any characters that I was like, this is a complete miss. I mean, maybe gameplay-wise. But like, even though I know it can be kind of controversial to redeem some of the Fatui members, but I even like what they did with Sandrone. She's still Fatui, she just has learned to accept herself. I don't know. The good news is, the only rerun character I really consider at this point is Linnea. For my Jibai, at the time when she was coming out, like, we knew Sandrone was on the horizon, and I was like, Linnea, Sandrone. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get more water. I will say the one place I felt... What is this setting? I'll use this theme. I'll use my new theme. The one place I did feel was lacking more than usual for this round of updates was the storylines of some of the events. Some of them were really good, like the Mondstadt one. And I think the Lantern Rite was good. It's not so much they were bad, they were just a fair few of them where I was kind of like, this is nothing special. Although, to be honest, there were probably a couple Talon ones too, where I was like, "This is not great." Well, and I made my feelings known on the summer event. I think the story was fine. It just wasn't a summer event. It was a Sandrone story quest that you added really long underwater gameplay to. I would have rather, and I discussed this in my stream when I did the summer event, I would have rather they extended the moon quest longer. I don't know how. My idea was we kept joking about having a moon party and Columbina inviting all of her friends up there. So maybe have an ending with the moon party or something. I don't know. But I think that would have, even as is plus a section with a party, I think the moon quest would have been a much better summer quest, and I think you could just have what we got for Fontinalia as a Sandrone story quest. And since, you know, you want mini games for your summer quest, what you could do is make the fishing thing for the current Fontinalia quest into a flagship event for a Sandrone update, and then do a 6.8 and put the moon there and come up with mini games for that. It's hard because, like I said, the quest itself wasn't bad. It's just not a summer event. And I'm sure ultimately we will come to discover that this Sandrone summer event has foreshadowing to what happens in Chestnut. I'm not denying that. It just didn't really give off the summer event vibe. To be honest, neither does the Moon Quest to an extent, but if you could tweak that to make it summer event vibe. I don't know. Or you could make a completely new summer event location. I don't know. Plus, by not having a 6.8 update, you, like, screwed up the anniversary, like, when the anniversary is, and everything's off schedule. I love how you can take the blindfold off her, but she still doesn't open her eyes, so it's kind of like, what's the point of me taking the blindfold off of her? Like, we've seen her eyes, they're not a secret. It just makes her look kind of silly. I'm just full of complaints right now. I guess now I'll talk about my favorite things from Not Krai. I do think the music was really good. Especially anything surrounding Columbina. All of the Columbina, the different Columbina themes were really good. This island, very pretty. I have to admit, I'm not really into the rundown town vibes of, like, Nasha Town. I mean, I think it works for the storyline they told and, like, the story of Not Krai. It's just not an aesthetic that I'm particularly into. For Archon quests, I mean, I think you just have to go with the one where you fight Dottore for the first time and you meet the Moon Sisters and stuff. There's so much lore and stuff going on there. For characters, I think it's Columbina. I don't, like, even though she's not in a lot of stuff, I do oddly really like Shabai. But yeah, I think Columbina is probably my favorite that we got. I do also like Durin, but I think a lot of Durin is because you have, like, all the Simulanka stuff. with him, and so if you haven't played Simulanka, I can see him kind of being like a bit of a odd character of like, I mean, they try to make up for it in his story quest, but it must be so confusing if you know nothing about Simulanka. And then you go to, like, do anything with Durin. Because at least, like, you know, Albedo's missing some essential character stuff. Without his event. But you can piece a lot of his stuff back together. But turns is... like, you can piece turns back together, but it's so weird. And I'm sure they regret it to an extent that they didn't make something like Simulanka more permanent at the time. Like, I would argue that Simulanka is probably the turning point where they had to have been like, we need to make shit permanent. I will say, Neva's one that I ended up liking her more than I thought I would. For the best world quest, it's hard to... I mean, it just has to be between Moongazer and the Temple of Space. The world quest, the overarching world quest in Not Krai was fine. It just wasn't anything I was like... super, like, enthralled by. The Fallout shelter was an interesting setting for the one part of it. And I do always like when they have, like, interconnected quests. And, like, I did do them in close succession, so it's not like I was like forgetting about the quest in between. Hello, you did make it to the stream. But yeah, I think Temple of Space and Moongazer were just winners compared to the Not Cry World Quest series. But to be fair, it was hard to follow up the Nalan one and even the Narsen Kroi's Order. Like, there's some steep competition for overarching. I'm almost all the way through the second Not Cry album of music, and I did do some weekly boss fighting in co-op. But we haven't done anything exciting. We really have just been playing music. Not that there's like really anything exciting to do because I finished all the story quests. So I finished Moon Exploration yesterday. So I don't have like a ton of exciting like Not Cry stuff left. This really was intended to be just me playing the music. And then, like I said, I ended up remembering I needed to do my weekly bosses. If I don't do them on Monday, it's really hard to get people into co-op with me. Alright, got Flynn's. Trying to decide where I'm going to go for the last album. And then I do have my place where we're gonna park ourselves pre-Shneznaya. So that we'll be able to see it when we log in. But that's not where I want to play the last music, because it's not like at the moment, there's not really a ton to look at from this location. But no, other than that, I've just been talking about my thoughts on Not Cry as a whole. I don't know, everything's taking place over the course of the year, so it's kind of hard for me to remember some of the stuff. I was talking about earlier, some of the events weren't like my favorite, but it's also a little hard for me to remember some of the events. I would say it's like a 7 or an 8. It was good. I did enjoy Not Cry. I wouldn't say it's my favorite Genshin location, but I did enjoy it. It had beautiful setting. It had really pretty music. I did enjoy the characters. I did enjoy the main quest overall. The one place... And this is a pretty universal thing, is they have simplified exploration a lot more. Like, simplified in the sense that they've really started to center things around world quests. Which is fine because it's helpful when I'm doing world quests because I can just pick everything up on the way. And they do still have like chests out in the wild, but like compared to other regions, you find a lot less just random quests. Now, the moon was a little better about that. The moon did have chests that like you had to go out of your way for. But yeah, I do feel like the exploration, even though it was pretty in Not Krai, it's just over time, I think Genshin exploration, it's just become a little simplified. And the one aspect of the setting of Not Krai I'm not super into is being an island, I'll be honest. It does make it easier to like chunk out exploration. But I do feel like that is part of the issue with the simplification of exploration and the like making it just focus very much on your world quest areas. But yeah, I would say that Not Krai has been one of the easiest places to explore. Like, I was really nervous at first about the Fatui base. Super easy to explore. Lisa, I do think the moon was a little more back to the usual. And we'll see what happens with Snezhnaya. It's kind of hard to tell if Snezhnaya is going to be islanded out or not. Yeah, like I have everywhere 100%ed. But because of that, I also feel like I can speak to the places that were easy to explore. Similarly, the Temple of Space was fairly easy. But it had a couple challenging places of like inside the library area. Like finding things wasn't always super easy. Like I said, I think that's my one big complaint about Not Krai is even though it was pretty and you would think, okay, exploration being easier, isn't that a good thing? But like, if you're an exploration fanatic, in some ways, you're like, it's good that it's simpler when I'm procrastinating exploration, but when I'm thinking about the exploration experience as a whole, it is a downgrade. Especially considering they gave such an improvement to the compasses and stuff. Like, because of how good they were, you didn't have to make it so simple. I mean, it's tell you how easy it was. I mean, yes, I did have the interactive map, but I never once even considered pulling out the compass. I never felt like I needed to. There weren't any chests where I was, like, usually there's chests where I'm like, oh, I can't determine where this is on my map, and I didn't run into that at all. But like I said, we'll see with Snezhnaya how they end up doing that map. Crap, let me get my laptop charger. I've run the battery down. Just a minute to log in. Trying to think if I have any other non-Krai commentary. And I've talked about it before. I just don't know where I think the Snezhnaya story is going. Now, I have seen some leaks of the Snezhnaya story. Like, there are aspects where I'm like, okay, that's where we're going with it. But I generally don't look at story leaks. These just are the ones that happen to appear. My favorite character is probably Columbina, but I have talked about I do like Jabai, even though she's like not a super big character to the story in some ways. She's not part of the main Archon quest. I did like her. So I'd probably say Columbina or Jabai. But I would say there aren't too many who I like I don't know that there's any that I just like distinctly didn't like. I mean, there's a couple that are just characters like Prune. She's kind of just a non-entity. She was in an event, and that's about it. Like, that's all you're gonna get out of her. But then you have a character like Glowhead who's also in some way, like, yes, he has a story quest, but he's not like a super big important character to the overall story, and I did enjoy him. I enjoyed his story quest. Although there is part of me that's like, how did you get away with these crimes? Okay. You can see I've started working on completing all of these. So our last one is over here. Just trying to see where it takes place. Okay. Good place over here. It's kind of a depressing place. What about Pyramida? This might be a good place to go. Oh, oh, oh. I fell. Oh my god, Columbina girl. Maybe this is not meant to be. It's embarrassing at this point. What the heck? Okay, I need to walk here with not Columbina, I think, is the issue. It's cause her little, like, running jump, like, I'll stop her and she'll continue a jump. Here we go. I think this is a good place. This is my favorite song. Oh my gosh. I lost track of what buttons were what. No, this is my favorite song of all of Not Krai. Do you have any other Not Krai questions for me? It's hard for me to come up with topics off the top of my head while I'm, like, trying to focus on rhythm games, but if you, like, provide me with the question, it's a little easier. Because, like, my original plan was to think back on all the different versions of, like, what were my favorite and least favorite things out of all the different versions, but then I was like, crap, I'm gonna be, like, focused on playing the music. I don't remember that off the top of my head. To be fair, one of my other favorite games is the Hatsune Miku rhythm game. I play it on my Steam Deck for hours. And the songs there are much more complicated. And then I also recently got another popular one, the drum one, where it's just like 2 buttons. I have to say, there's been a lot less singing this year. Now that my friend can't play Minecraft with me on Fridays, there's no more Maddie singing. Although, to be honest, that's also curbed my amount of Friday streams. I come home from work on Friday and I'm like, oh my gosh. I just want to go to bed. Actually, that's me every day. I came home today and wanted to go to bed, but that's because after I finished stream last night, I went and got something to eat, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed, and then I proceeded to be on TikTok for like another hour. I have a really hard time going to sleep Sunday into Monday, and I know what it is. I know it's because on Saturdays I stay up really late, and so then I sleep in on Sunday, and so then I'm not tired, but I'll wait till the ad's over to begin another song. All right. I think we're back. Let's play us some. I did like that last song. Now that we're into themes. Oh, something I did talk about earlier was this year I want to be better about watching the live streams and trailers. I feel like I don't know any of the character themes anymore because I kind of don't watch any of the trailers. I do see Genshin content on my TikTok, like official stuff, but a lot of that's like the short little clips that they put out. Like they've put out a ton of. It's funny. I've seen people on Twitter be like, "There's no promotion for Shinazai." Meanwhile, I feel like my TikTok is just full of official accounts putting out little like clips and edits of Shinazai, and so I'm like, where are you that you're not seeing any promotion? Alright, now my TikTok is full of, I watched this bald eagle on a live cam and she died today. That's probably why I'm chugging water. I was crying earlier. Which is also probably why I came home and wanted to take a nap. I forgot I was gonna put Columbina's mask back on. All right. Goodbye. I have to say because I have it set so you can kind of hear the noises signifying that you've hit the button, but they are not as nice to listen to as on my Hatsune Miku rhythm game. But I don't like not having it play the little tap signifier. I can't explain why. It just doesn't. I think it's because I'm used to hearing it on the Hatsune Miku game. So we should probably talk about the plan for Shinazai. So it won't be out until like 10 o'clock my time tomorrow, probably. 9 or 10. It just depends on how long the update. Well, not the update, but the maintenance. I already have it pre-downloaded. So my plan is tomorrow night to start it. Historically, I won't get through, especially because, I mean, the non-Krai Archon quests were way longer than any had ever been in the past. And I'm guessing Shnesnaya will be... I don't know about longer. I don't know that they want to go particularly much longer. But I think it'll be similar. So historically, I won't get through all of the Archon quests available tomorrow. I'll probably get through, like, the first act if we're lucky. But that's assuming I don't get super tired and I don't get super distracted. Now, luckily, compared to, like, when I play Nikki, where I go off and I start exploring, I'm less likely to do that on Genshin because I don't like to pick shit up when the map isn't ready. And historically, like, there will not be a ton of exploration happening when I stream this week because the map historically will take about a week to really get useful. The actual map will appear tomorrow night. The markers will start to appear tomorrow night, but mostly through the week until Sunday. So I actually think, assuming I finish the Archon quest, I guess I should finish my plan. I'm going to finish whatever I can Tuesday night until I get tired. And then I'm going to come back and I have Wednesday off and I'm just going to play on Wednesday and finish. I want to finish at least the Archon quest. And hopefully any, like, story quests or anything that happens as well. But exploration, it probably won't be this weekend because I want to give the map time to marinate, if you will. But maybe the weekend after that. I don't know. We'll see. And I don't know how much exploration I'll actually do on stream. But I try to do a lot of the questing on stream. I didn't for Nod Cry because I kind of procrastinated it. And so I did it all at once. But yeah, my plan is Tuesday night and then all of Wednesday to really get as much new content done as possible. New, like, quest content. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what I get through. I do really wish that Genshin had a map like Infinity Nikki where it just automatically checked things off. It really does help with, like, the organic exploration. Because, like, as is, you can organically explore Genshin, but if you're really looking to 100% the maps, like, truly 100%, not just 100% when the Genshin map tells you to, but to, like, because you can 100% and still have quite a bit left to do. But to truly 100%, it's really hard not to have the map up at all times to check everything off, because then you go back and you run into things and you're sitting there like, did I get this? And it just saves you so much time from having to go back and forth. But that also means you have to wait until the map gets to a good level. Because Nagi, I can just, like, pick things up when I see it. But Genshin and Star Rail and Withering Waves, you gotta be strategic. I'll probably play Wuthering Waves this weekend, or maybe Star Rail. I should probably play Star Rail. Because I can probably finish the Penacone story. If I, like, set my mind to it. Like I said, we'll see how much of Genshin I end up being able to accomplish. I know last year I don't think I ended up getting the Archon quest done, but some of those because I think I had to like run errands, and then I had just I didn't wake up and immediately start streaming. I dilly-dallied, and all of a sudden it was like 8 o'clock, and I was like, oh, I took the day off, and I didn't play Genshin. Alright, we've got a boss theme. Is the first Notorious boss? This is kind of throwing me off. We've like shifted the keyboard one over. I don't like that they've shifted the keyboard. It's like throwing me off. Oh shit! And we've added the X back in. Alright, we've got another Dottore boss battle. What was it? Because this is from the second one. I was talking about favorite and least favorite Archon quest. I wouldn't say the second Dottore fight quest was my least favorite. But I was a little disappointed in aspects of it. Specifically, I really felt like there was a lack of reaction to the fact that Dottore was back. Like, I really felt like the Traveler just really lacked, and even the Wanderer really, lacked the curiosity of, what do you mean he's back? We killed him. And then, Sandrone does address it to an extent in her event quest. She just mentions that the doctor was back, but there's just really not, Arlecchino certainly doesn't really mention it, and Columbina doesn't. There's just, that was something I really felt was lacking in that quest, was just we, the audience, understand how Dottore is back, but and I wouldn't expect them to have it explained to the Traveler, because the point is it's kind of supposed to be a secret with Dottore and Pantalone, but I just felt it did really lack an aspect of What do you mean Dottoro's back? Why is Dottoro, like, it was kind of just like the Traveler heard Dottoro was back and just was like, okay. They weren't particularly, like, emotional about it. And I would argue that of all the bosses, Dottoro was kind of one of the most, like, upsetting to the Traveler. I mean, Signora to an extent, because we were upset about Tepe and about what she'd done to Venti. But we were, like, really mad at Dottore. I guess we were mad at the Wanderer, but again, it's just like, I feel like Dottore was probably among the most upset we've been with somebody, and it was just kind of a little anticlimactic when we found out that he was back. We just moved on with our lives there. And I just don't know that they'll, like, I don't think Dottoro's, I don't know that they'll bring Dottore back, but I don't know that the storyline kind of around him is over, because I think we have characters like Pantalone, and I don't, because technically, like, the Zarita apologized and was like, yeah, he was going against orders. I could see it being, like, addressed at some point in the Snezna's storyline. Lisa, I don't know that they'll bring him back for another fight. Like, I don't know that I see them bringing him back for another fight. Maybe bring him back for, like, the main fight against the Heavenly Principles, but I don't see him coming back as a main fight against us. But I also find it hard to see him coming back for a fight against the Heavenly Principles and us being, like, chill with him and not fighting him. Like, I think it's on site with Dottore in a way that basically nobody else has before. Senor to an extent was a little bit on site. But she went down. We got 2 more songs left. All right. Here's our last song. Well, oh, and yeah, I've selected Lenny for my first. I think my plan for this Stella Fortuna is Lenny, Navia, and Clarin, and then I was gonna see. I can't believe these words are leaving my mouth. But I was gonna see what the C2... That's not a great C2. Who else? What are other options? This one could be good. I might do Mizuki for Stellar Swirl since my plan is to get Odette. And let's see. So our Primagem count is 91. Oh, now that I'm done playing music, we're gonna switch. Back. So we have 91 wishes. So I'll get a 5-star because I'm at like 0 pity. So I'll get a 5-star. I can't guarantee it'll be Odette. But This is it. This is the end. I mean, obviously, at any point, I can come back. Okay, before I actually log off, I am going to go do a couple more boss fights really quick. I need more Storm Terror. I'm going to try not to embarrass myself. I will say doing boss fights on stream has been interesting because I usually, essentially, unless I'm playing like a quest where like I want to hear the dialogue particularly, I really don't play with my headphones on if I'm not streaming, because I'll play something in the background and
Strike a pose. Oz, reveal.
so it is interesting to play some of the boss fights with the headset in. Okay, let's see. Who needed that? Not you. You did. I'm gonna have to go slime farming, and that's kind of embarrassing. I think for now, I'll just level these up one more time each. I don't use Zhongling a lot, so I don't feel like I want to crown her. For people who I want to crown, so I have Fischl's Knight Rider crowned. Hello, I'm about to end. I just have some boss fighting to do. I'm gonna triple crown Klee. I crowned her shield, and I will probably crown her skill. I'm trying to think. I will probably crown her skill as well. I believe I've crowned his shield. You can tell I used to really use Raiden because I decided to crown our girl here. I don't know what possessed me to do that. I'll crown Nahida's skill. I'll crown Kokomi's skill. I'll probably crown this. I might crown something of Lenny's. I did used to be a Lenny main. I could crown this. We'll see what I do with Skirk. We'll see what I do with Clorind. I'll probably crown Nuvolette. I'll probably crown Moika. And I might crown... I don't have all of them. I might crown Syndrome. So... Like, I have all of the free ones that were available at the time I was playing. There's a couple that I don't have that just weren't... Like, I wasn't playing at the time. These two, I was not playing during these periods. So I naturally don't have them. But I have all, like, the free 4-star ones. And then I do have... what I do is I just save up my Welkins. But I have Nivelette and Yelan and... Ayaka. The only one I actually like went out of my way to spend money on to get was Cleese. Well, and I have, so I don't have Nilou on this account, but I have the Nilou skin on my other account where I have Nilou. I think it's because the Sumeru, like, specialty banner was running, and I pulled... for Alhaitham, and I had leftover stuff, so I was just like, oh, I'll just use it on this skin. But, like, I don't have Hu Tao, Shenhe, or Ganyu, so I'm not going to get them. I'll be honest, I have no intention of getting the Diluc skin. It's expensive. Also, I don't play with Diluc. I probably will... I don't know that I'll get Citlali's skin. I was not a huge fan of it. I just didn't get it. I mean, I got the joke that she was in her pajamas, but I was kind of like a lot of the other skins have at least kind of gone with what was happening in the events. This one, I was kind of just like, okay, you're in your pajamas. Is this like what we could come up with? I think if I get I think the next one I get will probably either be Jean or Barbara. Because really, I don't foresee myself playing with Keqing, so I don't know that I'd bother spending it on Keqing. I don't foresee myself playing with Ningguang on this account, because I have another account where my Ningguang is built, so I can play with her there. So really, it's down to Barbara and Jean. I do not have Hu Tao. I'm not a huge fan of her. Okay, I am going to go, because I'm going to get off soon, I am going to go... do this other boss fight that I need to do.
Rise like smoke.
I do hold hatred in my heart for this, but not the actual boss fight itself, but the fact that you can't teleport to it. I look forward to the day where I no longer need drops from this stupid wolf. It just, like, hurts my heart to have to maneuver myself over to him. Where is he? I will say the Andreas lore in the Varga quest was fascinating.
How dare you!
Oops. Well, and I did like that tied back to, because I had kind of put off doing the Varga story quest, I did like that it tied back to the exploration of that area. Like, you go to find out that he, like, part of him is resting over here. Okay. So, what is alleged is that you'll get to Snezhnaya from by this Special Territory Research Institute. So, I want it to be over here, I think. I think I want to be up here. According to a TikTok I watched. Well, and with Andres, you have all the wolves, and that's also a cool addition. But that is interesting.
I'm tired already.
Girl. You're about to be so tired tomorrow. Is this... because that's when she's going to Snezhnaya. Alright, so there's the Special Research Institute. Maybe we'll come down here. This might be the better place. Well, not Krai. It's been good. There's Fontaine. Not Krai. It's about all you can see. Because I think that's just more Fontaine in the background of that Fontaine. It's been fun. And I look forward even more to Snezhnaya. It's been a long time in the making. And I think we're all getting excited for it, and it will be here before we know it. And yeah. And again, I'll prove I've got nothing. That's a lie. I do in fact have hangouts. But I really don't. I did all the quests and the exploration. All right, Klee. Klee is gonna send us on our way out. It's been a good stream. I'll be back tomorrow night, and we will be on our way to Snezhnaya and everything that comes with it. Yeah, it took a lot of work because, fun fact, I had not done a single, like, I'd obviously done the story quests that were, like, added into the Not Krai Archon quest, but I had not done, I had not done anything after Malika. I had not done Malika and anything beyond her, story quest-wise. So I've spent my last week putting every hour that I have into story quests. Including a couple of, like, I'd already done Mizuki on my other account, and so I was kind of like, I really don't want to do this again. But I did. I powered through. And then Duran's was multi-day. Technically, I still haven't finished Nicole's, but Nicole's is over the course of weeks, so I can't really speed that up. I thought it was over the course of days, and so I put it off. But, like, I finished Linnea's, like, 30 minutes before I started stream today. I went and got Subway, and then I did the Linnea quest. And yesterday I actually did all the commission quests, and so it was, like, completely empty for a hot minute. But, alright. It's time to say goodbye to Not Krai. And this time tomorrow, we will be saying hello to Snezhnaya. Thank you for coming. It has been a fun goodbye stream. I think we sent her off well. Hopefully this time tomorrow I will have Odette, who I will attempt to build in a timely manner, but we all know that that's a promise I don't often keep. As you can see with me building Columbina currently, who I got on release day. See, Klee's already threatening to blow up Snezhnaya. She's ready and rearing to go blow things up there. But, yeah. Thank you for coming. Have a good, I guess it's morning now. Also is annoying because I still have to do dailies on other games. I'm gonna be tired tomorrow. But, yeah. Thank you for coming. It's been a good stream. Peace out.